So you got two new artifact sets in Natlan and 5.0. In this video, we're going to review them, understand how they work, and then most importantly, see should you waste your resin farming them or not. But before we continue with that though, if you want to refresh your resin to farm these artifacts, or you just want Genesis crystals to farm for new characters in Natlan, the best and cheaper way to do it is going to be throughout Lootbar GG. Lootbar is going to be a very safe and secure top-up website where you can buy different games currencies, including Genshin Impact. If you want to buy from there, you'd want to click the link in the description. You go to the website, choose the game, for example Genshin Impact, and then choose an offer. For example, this offer here is going to cost me around $50 in the official game store. On Lootbar, it's going to cost me $43.23. That's around $7 or 15% saved. And with coupons, you can have even more discounts. With Lootbar, you can save up to 20% when buying your Genesis crystals. But yeah, you just want to choose your offer, enter your user ID and region, make sure they're right. Click on top up now, enter your payment information, and then just click on proceed. After you do that, you just want to wait a couple minutes and then open up your game, and the Genesis crystals are going to be there. Those are some reviews from their website. They're very safe and secure. Use the link in the description to get your Genesis crystals from Lootbar now. Alright, well back to the video. First of all, starting off with the first set. It's going to be called Scroll of the Hero of the Cinder City. So first of all, starting off with the two-piece. It's going to be when a nearby party member triggers the Nightsoul burst, the equipping character is going to regenerate 6 energy. With this wording, I think nearby party member does not include the wearer himself. So that means you're going to need another character on your team that can use a Nightsoul burst. That means a Natlan character. If you guys don't know what a Nightsoul burst is, it's pretty much just like a thing in Natlan, where any character from Natlan, they can pretty much trigger like just an extra damage, and that extra damage is going to be triggered every time you deal elemental damage. So pretty much any character from Natlan is going to be able to do that. This is your definition. When your party contains a character from Natlan, when a character deals elemental damage to opponents, a Nightsoul burst will be triggered. And then the more characters you have, the less cooldown it's going to have and stuff like that. But yeah, every time a character who's not the wearer himself triggered this Nightsoul burst, the character wearing this artifact set is going to gain 6 energy. It's not really going to be as much because as you guys can see here, like we're going to go back here in the cooldowns, if you have 3 characters from Natlan in the same team, the least cooldown you can have is going to be 9 seconds. So it's like 6 energy every 9 seconds. It's not even as much. You're probably going to be getting like 12 energy every rotation or something like that. But it's not bad though, especially for a 2-piece bonus. It's going to be pretty good. And usually you're not even going to gain that like 9 energy. You're probably going to be using like 2 Natlan characters in the same team or something like that. So it's not going to be as much. But for a 2-piece, it's going to be a super good energy bonus increase, which is going to be pretty good. So yeah, in short, the 2-piece is just going to give you energy, and to have it, you're going to need another Natlan character on your team. Now, moving on to the 4-piece, we have after the equipping characters trigger an elemental reaction related to their elemental type, all nearby party members are going to gain 12% damage bonus for reaction proximate elemental types for 15 seconds. That's pretty simple, really. If the character wearing this set does a reaction, for example, let's say they're Hydro and they do a Vaporize reaction, Vaporize is going to conclude Hydro and Pyro. So all of your party members are going to gain 12% Hydro damage bonus and Pyro damage bonus for 15 seconds. So this part, any character can use really. They can just, trigger any reaction, and then everyone on your team is going to gain damage bonus of these elements. Now, the second part is that if the character is in Nightsoul state when triggering this reaction, the nearby party members are going to gain an additional 28% damage bonus for the same elements. And that's going to last for 20 seconds. So it's going to have a separate cooldown. That means if your character has a Nightsoul, state, you can get inside it and then trigger a reaction. That's going to give you a 28% damage bonus. That's going to last for 20 seconds, and then 12% damage bonus. That's going to last for 15 seconds. That means a total of 40% damage bonus to your whole team for these elements. 40% is going to last for 15 seconds, and then you're going to be left with 28%, which is super good. And then obviously it cannot stack. So as you guys can see here, to use this set fully, you're going to need 2 Natlan characters on your team. The character using this weapon themselves, and then another character on your team that's going to be from Natlan, so they can use the Nightsoul, and then you gain energy. Now the 2-piece set bonus is not necessary. You can just use it for the 4-piece set, which is pretty good. 40% damage bonus is going to be no joke. It's going to be better than a lot of characters like damage bonuses. For example, Kazuha even. Well, it depends on like which type of team and which type of buffs. But for a team for like damage bonus buffs specifically, if you're not stacking that much elemental mastery around Kazuha, then this is going to be a better set really. And it being compared to him tells a lot. So yeah, it's a super super good set. To utilize it fully, as I said, you're gonna need 2 characters from Natlan, but mainly you're just gonna need the character who's using this weapon to be from Natlan, so you can gain the damage bonus buff, which is the most important from this set. Now for characters you can use this set, obviously it's only characters from Natlan. Right now we only have 3. We're gonna have Milani, Kinnich, and then Kashina. This set is mainly made for like a support character, so we can just exclude Milani and Kinnich just right away. Yes, it's gonna give them damage bonus and energy, but it's not really a DPS set, so you just don't want to use it on them. We're gonna get to their sets in a bit, but for right now that leaves us with only one option, which is Kashina. Kashina can get into the Nightsoul state from her elemental skill, so she's gonna be able to use this set fully. And then her being Geo means she's probably gonna be able to use it on pretty much every single element with Crystallize, well except for Anemo and Dendro, but in general any other element she's gonna be able to like crystallize it, and then you're gonna gain Geo damage bonus for this element, and then 40% damage bonus to the other elements like Hydro, Pyro, and whatever. And that's gonna make Kashina alone a very good support, even though like technically she's not meant to be like a full support, but for right now since she's the only one who's gonna be able to use this set, she is going to be a support in most teams. So yeah, this set is pretty much just like a huge amount of damage bonus to your party members. Alright, so now moving on to the second set, which is Obsidian Codex. It's going to be much more simple than in previous set. First of all, the 2 pieces that when the equipping character is on the field and they have their Nightsoul state active, their damage is going to be increased by 15%. So it's just 15% damage bonus when you're on the field and you have your Nightsoul active. Now for the 4th piece we have, after the equipping character consumes 1 Nightsoul point while on the field, your crit rate is going to be increased by 40% for 6 seconds. Just 40% crit rate straight away, which is very huge. And then this effect can trigger once every second. Obviously it cannot stack, but you can refresh the effect every 1 second. So you're not going to have 80% crit rate. But yeah, pretty much all what's required to be able to use this set is that the character needs to be on field, and then they need to be using the Nightsoul Blessing state. With that, it's going to give you 40% crit rate and 15% damage bonus, which is pretty good. The 40% crit rate alone plus the 5%, pretty much you don't need any other crit rate on your character, and that's going to be super good. Now for characters, you can use this set, obviously Milani, when you enter her skill on the Nightsoul state, you're going to be consuming Nightsoul Blessings when you do a lot of things, like when you jump and stuff like that. So every time you consume them, you're going to refresh the effect, and you're definitely going to be able to keep it for the full rotation, because you're just going to be consuming it with every normal attack and stuff like that. Those shark bites are going to consume Nightsoul points, so the effects is going to be refreshing every time. With Kinnich, I think it's going to be the same thing. It's going to work. He's going to be consuming his Nightsoul points when using his enhanced attack, so when you reach enough Nightsoul points and then you use your skill, you're going to consume the points. And I think that's going to count towards this set, and then you can refresh. You're going to be able to have 40% increased crit rate. I'm not sure whether it's going to be full uptime, but I think so. You're probably going to be able to have enough Nightsoul points every 6 seconds. You probably can, for sure. So yeah, I think it works on Kinnich too. It's going to be on field. Everything's going to be okay. It's going to be getting that damage bonus, which he likes, and then also crit rate, which he's going to like. So yeah, characters who can use this set are going to be Kinnich and Milani. Now there's something I just want to say that might happen in the future. As we're seeing here, only Natlan characters can use these sets, because all of them are going to require you to have some sort of like Nightsoul Blessing and stuff like that. So we're going to assume that it's going to be only Natlan characters, at least for now. But in the future, we can have something that's going to allow like other characters to have Nightsoul states or Nightsoul points or something like that. For example, in like Fontaine, we have that sword. It's called Sword of something, which is that, yeah, there it is here. So when the equipping character does not have an arc, when using normal attacks, it can give you like the Numa and the Uzi effects and stuff like that. So we might have something in Natlan that can give you like the Nightsoul points and stuff like that, but it's not sure. For right now, we have nothing. Even in leaks, I don't think anything is going to be like that. It can be a weapon, can be a character, can be the new Archon, I don't know. But for right now, we don't. It's possible though. Just wanted to point this out. So yeah, knowing that, for the final conclusion, should you farm these sets or not? So obviously for right now, like this moment, you know the characters that these sets are going to work on. First set is only for Kashina, and then second set is only for Milani or Kinnich. So if you're getting these characters, obviously you should farm. If we're talking in general, if you're not going for any of these characters, I think these sets look pretty OP. And I would assume for most Natlan characters, these sets are going to be the best in slot on them. At least I hope so, because literally they're the only ones who can use them. So these sets are going to be very relevant for a while now for like new characters and stuff like that. So I don't think it's a bad idea to start farming them from now, to be honest. You can just farm them, keep them, and then whenever your next favorite character from Natlan comes up, you're going to have them ready for them and you can just equip them, especially since they're the same domain. Just farm the domain and then keep them, and whatever set you need is going to be ready for your next Natlan character, especially since they look pretty OP. It's pretty busted, especially the second set, a 40% crit rate and stuff like that. It's even better than like the Marshas, so yeah, in general, I would say go for it, farm. Even if you don't need them right now, you're probably gonna do in the future. But yeah, that was the video, guys. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys next video. Peace.